Good afternoon, Steel City. Welcome to the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all out of sports. Here we are. We're live stream on StreamYard. The Yinzer Report, episode 1 on StreamYard. But all total, this is episode 22. And we are going to talk about today on the Yinzer Report, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Big Three Buccos, go 3-0 on the past homestand when they went 4-2. But one Pirate didn't do so good. He had to walk the plank. I'll tell you about that Pirate coming up. Also, I'll get into some possible postseason awards for the Big Three Buccos as I deemed here on the Yinzer Report. We'll get into that, into some possible postseason awards. Also coming up, we'll get into the Pittsburgh Steelers signing Mike Tomlin to a 3-year contract extension. But there is a hanging over the head stat out there that I will give you on Mike Tomlin that possibly a lot of fans don't like. I know I don't. Also coming up, I have some news about a Penguin coach that will be behind the bench for the upcoming season for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm going to share a piece of memorabilia that I spoke about in a prior show when I met Hines Ward. Oh, it's real. It's authenticated now. And then I'm going to finish up with a little, what's your favorite song when your team comes to play a big game? What's that song that gets you pumped up? All this coming up on the first ever StreamYard Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio with me, Ralph Calise. Come on and join us. We got the Pittsburgh gear out. Let's go. Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Ralph Calise, live on StreamYard, the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome to my first live stream today on StreamYard. It's been 21 episodes I did on Spreaker, and I've want to say I'm happy to be on StreamYard for my first show. As you can see a little bit of my Pittsburgh background. I have my shirt for the Pirates when they had the All-Star game way back when. And I got my Big Ben autographed hat on. You guys know I love Big Ben. So today is the first show live. Hopefully you guys are tuning in. And we'll talk about today. We're going to talk about the Pirates. They had a nice little homestand. They did pretty good on with the Big Three Buccos as deemed here on the Yinzer Report. That's Mitch Keller, Paul Skeens, and Jared Jones. We'll talk about them. Then we're going to get into a little Steelers, as I mentioned. We'll talk about Mike Tomlin signing a 3-year contract and one big stat that is hanging over his head that a lot of Steeler fans don't like. Also, I have a little note on Patrick Queen, who is really stirring up a Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry now, coming from Baltimore. Now he's with Pittsburgh. I got some stuff he said. And like I said at the beginning, also I have a piece of memorabilia I'm going to show you from when I met Hines Ward. You all heard my live interview with Hines Ward on episode 4. And what's your favorite song when your team plays a big game? Do you have that pumped up song that you listen to? I sure do. All right. So once again, this is the Yinzer Report. I am Ralph Calise, and this is IE Sports Radio, direct feed for all other sports. Let's jump into some sponsors that keeps the lights on for us here. And they're going to be Planet Beef Jerky and Seal the Deal Wax Seals from Cecilia B. That's our boss's wife, Larry B. What's up, Larry? Love you, guy. All right, so here they are. Planet Jerky and Seal the Deal Wax Seals from Cecilia B.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
All right, welcome back. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all other sports. And once again, those were our two sponsors, notable voices on IE Sports Radio. Planet Jerky, of course, was Adam Karnick from the Chi-Town Weekly Show. And Seal the Deal Wax Seals, that's Cecilia B. That's a great product. Check it out. Get into it. And that was Jen B. from the Cleveland Show. She follows me today after the Yinzer Report. All right, so we're going to get into, we'll start off with the Pirates. They had a 6-game homestand they just completed, and they went 4-2. And like the Yinzer Report, if you've been listening, has deemed the 3 big starters of the Pirates since Paul Skeens has been called up. That's Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, and Jared Jones. They all pitched. They started. They had a series in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, of course. They played the LA Dodgers, and this was a good test for the Pirates because the Dodgers are probably the best team in baseball, or one of the best teams in baseball. And they came in and they won the first game under Jared Jones, one of the Pirates, or as I deem him, the Buccos' big 3. So Jared Jones pitched. I believe he pitched 6 innings. They went 3-0 on the homestand as the big 3 went 3-0 on the homestand. Jared Jones pitched Sunday against the Twins, but he got a no decision. But he pitched 6 innings, and I believe he had like 8 strikeouts, and it was a 1-0 win. The bullpen came in and sealed the game for them. The next game, Paul Skeens pitched, and he pitched 5 innings. He got tagged by Ohtani with a 2-run homer. He hit the first home run hit off Paul Skeens this year since he's been called up. But he pitched, and he wound up winning the game. I think the Pirates won the game 11-4. Then came the next guy, which was Friday night in Pittsburgh. And if you watch the game, you could see the crowd was just in a buzz. I believe they had the Pittsburgh City jerseys on that night at PNC Park. And I don't know if you can see my jersey on the screen, but they look something like this, but they had more black on them. This is the Pirates All-Star jersey back in 2006 Yeah, it still fits me. So, so Skeens pitched that game, and I believe he had, I think he had 8 strikeouts as well. And he got the win. And then came Friday, and they went into extra innings, and the Pirates, they lost the game 11-4, and it was a close game, and there was a pitcher that came in for the Pirates, as I mentioned in the beginning, and he has thus walked the plank since. His name is Ben Heller. He lost 2 games. The 2 games, now he didn't lose both of them. He lost one, which was the game against the Twins Sunday, but he got hit pretty hard in this game also. So his stats for the 2 games that he pitched in this 6-game homestand, and you'll see why he walked the plank. They cut him yesterday. He's number 60 on the Pirates. His name is Ben Heller. He had 1 loss. That was versus the Twins. He pitched, he gave up 7 runs versus the Dodgers, 6 earned runs. He gave up 5 runs versus the Twins, 5 earned runs, and he took the loss. But it gets better. He had 2 innings pitched totaled, 20 batters faced, 11 earned runs, 9 hits, a home run, a walk, 4 hit batsmen. You can't pitch in the majors with hitting 4 people. Come on. 3 Ks. And in the Dodgers, he pitched 1 inning, 30 pitches, 8 batters faced. And versus the Twins, you ready for this? 1 inning pitched, 46 pitches, 12 batters faced. The Pirates manager left him out there to dry and just took a beating. And he, like I said, he thus walked the plank since. So Ben Heller is gone, but we still have our big 3. They are averaging right now. I looked this stat up the other day. So this is Mitch Keller, Paul Skeens, and Jared Jones. Since Paul Skeens has been called up, their record is 10-3 with a .272 ERA, a .237 batting average against. This is in 13 games now between the 3. 28.3% strikeout rate. And here is my new favorite stat in baseball, a 14.7 whiff rate. I'll explain it to you if you don't know what a whiff rate is. A whiff rate is swings and misses. So if you're a math major and you could compute this, a 14.7 whiff rate in 13 games, that's 14 swings and misses a game. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. They are doing really well since Paul Skeens came up, and hopefully it keeps going. So, like I said, they went 4-2. Right now, the Pirates are at 31-34. They're 7 games back in their division. They're 16-17 at home, 15-17 away. But pretty important at this early stage in the season, they're only a half game out of the last wild card spot. So, hey, if you could just make the playoffs, I guess that's the biggest thing that can possibly happen. But there are 4 teams ahead of them for that last playoff spot. So we'll see what happens with that. But getting back to the Buccos Big 3 is deemed here on the Yinzer Report by me, Ralph Calise. I'd like to talk about, I know it's a little early, but possibly postseason awards for maybe 2 of them. Maybe a split for the Rookie of the Year. Who knows? All right, so here we go. Jared, we'll start off with the Rookies of the Year. Jared Jones and Paul Skeens are both rookies. Jared Jones is more of a rookie because he started at the beginning of the season. But if you look at their stats, and who knows where Paul Skeens is going to go with his stats because he's just getting out there. I think they're viable candidates for Rookie of the Year. Jared Jones is listed in the if you like to look on FanDuel and all those things to see if odds for the Rookie of the Year. He is listed for Rookie of the Year. I'm pretty sure Paul Skeens will get there soon with the way he's pitching. So who knows? Maybe they could get in there for Rookie of the Year, and we'll see what happens. You have Cy Young Award winner Mitch Keller. Now Mitch Keller is on a run that is like unbelievable right now. He is 8-0 in his last games that he's pitched. He hasn't lost a game. He's 8-0, and he's got to be up there for the Cy Young Award coming up. I can't believe he didn't make Pitcher of the Month. He got beat out by the Yankees' young rookie. I think his name is Lucas Gill. So he is a viable candidate. He's a viable candidate for the NL Cy Young, at least, hopefully, with the way he's been pitching. He gives a quality start every time out. He pitches 6 innings almost every game. And like I said, he's won his last 8 games. And I think I threw a stat out there from him last week that in June, he did the same thing last year. And from June and before his last loss, he won 7 straight games. That's amazing. Now he's on an 8-game winning streak. So keep an eye on for that. And we'll see what happens with the Rookie of the Year, maybe for Jared Jones. I know it's early. And Mitch Keller for NL Cy Young. Something to keep an eye on. And like I said, the Pirates are half game out of a playoff spot. They are beginning a series tonight, I believe, versus St. Louis. And if you listen to my show a couple episodes ago, I called the guy who's pitching tonight a must-appointment watch TV for baseball. And that's Mr. Paul Skeens. He's pitching tonight versus the Cardinals. So if you have nothing to do and you want to watch a little Pirate baseball, tune in to Mr. Paul Skeens and see how he does against the Cardinals in St. Louis. This will be his second road mound appearance. He started, remember, his first game was in Chicago, and he threw 6 no-hit innings. The guy is unbelievable. Let's just hope he don't throw his arm out. He's throwing 101 miles an hour. Oh, he struck out Ohtani when he pitched the other night. He struck out Ohtani on 3 pitches, and they were over 100 miles per hour. Ohtani later hit a home run off him, but it's just great to see a young guy like that coming up in Pittsburgh. He's definitely taken over Pittsburgh. He's a big star. He's going to be a big star, just like I said, as long as he doesn't get hurt. So the Pirates are, like I said, they're starting a series tonight in St. Louis, and we'll see where they go with the as far as they go with the wild card. They're a half game out. There's some work to do to get in the divisions. They're 7 games back, but the Brewers are playing good ball, so they may be a hard team to catch. But it's still early. Baseball is a marathon. It's not anything, it's all the way till October. So we'll see what happens. But they're playing well. They got the big 3 buccos. They're hanging in there in games. They're throwing quality starts like crazy, these guys. They have, I don't know if I mentioned it. I wrote it down. In the games that they've pitched, I think out of the 13 games, 11 of them are quality starts. So you can't go wrong with that. And the Pirates, they have some work to do, but we'll see what happens. Go Buccos. Let's keep an eye on my big 3 buccos. That's Mitch Keller, Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, and like I said, we'll see what happens. Maybe there's some postseason awards in the future for them. Probably, if anything, it's only going to be 1 Rookie of the Year. I don't think if it came to that they would split it. They'd probably pick 1 of the 2, the way baseball is going. But, yeah. So Ben Heller is out. So his crazy stats, they made him walk the plank, as I said. And, yes, he walked the plank. And he is no longer with the Pirates. But the bullpen has been pitching really well as late, too. Aroldis Chapman seems to have woken up. He's back to his normal stats. He's throwing over 100 miles an hour at 38 years old, 39 years old. That's a great thing to see from him. Just as long as he doesn't lose his head, he'll be all right. So go Buccos. Like I said, once again, they'll be playing tonight in St. Louis. Must appointment TV watch for Pirate fans, like I deemed in my show 2 shows ago. Paul Skeens is on the mound tonight for the Pirates. Go Paul Skeens. All right. We're going to take a break. And we'll be back, and we're going to jump into some Steeler talk with Mike Tomlin, his new contract. I got a crazy stat that you Steeler fans probably don't know of, or probably know of, and are probably one reason why you dislike Mike Tomlin. I could never dislike Mike Tomlin. I love the guy. And, and I got some comments from Patrick Queen, he's trying to fire up the rivalry even more between us and Baltimore. But we'll get to that. I'm going to take a break. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio. Thank you for joining in today, and we'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, it's your boy, the SoCal Saint, the host of the premier professional wrestling podcast online today, the IE Elite Wrestling Show. If you're a fan and have a passion for the world of professional wrestling, this is the show for you. I take you inside the ropes with all the athleticism, high flying, and hard hitting action. And then we take it backstage with all the backstage drama and backstabbing that goes on in the world of professional wrestling today. If something's going on in the world of professional wrestling, rest assured, the SoCal Saint knows what's going on. He's going to let you know too. If you're a fan, check us out every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on IE Sports Radio. The IE Elite Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling, on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports. Check us out.
Hey sports fans, are you in the market for Florida sports or just keeping up with the latest in the Panhandle? Palm Tree Sports is a dedicated audio hub to all things sports in the Sunshine State. We cover current events, big news, heavily favored opinions all across the NFL, NBA, MLB, and so much more. So come check us out every Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For a down south education on Florida sports and athletics, it's hosted by yours truly, Corey Pujols, and is powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio. Catch those two shows, good shows, two good people. And all right, we're going to talk about the Steelers now. Mike Tomlin was signed to a 3-year contract extension yesterday. And Art Rooney basically said there was basically nobody else we would like to have. Mike Tomlin has come in and been a staple to the Steelers for 17 years now. We all know that he has that winning record for 17 straight years. And as Art Rooney said, he's a staple in Pittsburgh, and they possibly would never think of hiring another coach than Mike Tomlin. But, hey, if he did leave, all the teams would be out there ready to scoop him up like he was like he was God's gift. So Mike Tomlin stays in Pittsburgh for 3 years. I, for one, am very happy Mike Tomlin is a Pittsburgh Steelers coach because, as I've mentioned in prior shows, there only have been 3 Steelers coaches ever, and I've been able to watch all 3 of them coach, and that's Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, who was my personal favorite, and Mike Tomlin. So if there's a Mount Rushmore of coaches, the Steelers have 3 of their own. They don't need any more. And that's another 3 years you're going to have Mike Tomlin. But you can see that there is a stat out there that I found that came up on Mike Tomlin. You could see why there are a lot of Mike Tomlin dislikers out there. Yeah, winning in 17 straight season, that's a lot of wins. Wins and losses, they count for some things, but when you get to the playoffs, the wins count more. And this stat came up with Mike Tomlin the other day, and I looked back on it and I thought about it, and I said to myself, "Wow, this is true. This is so true." And here's the stat. So there are 2 coaches in the NFL that are on 5-game playoff losing streaks. Okay, one is no longer in the league, It was Marvin Lewis. I believe it was when he was with Baltimore or Baltimore and Cincinnati, because he forgot he did coach Cincinnati too. But Mike Tomlin is the other one. So now think about this. Mike Tomlin he's a great coach during the regular season. He makes all the adjustments he needs to make when like he did last year. You saw what happened with the Steelers with the quarterbacks and the losing record. And they lost to the two teams with the two worst records in back-to-back weeks. I personally happened to be at one of them, which was crazy, but that's another story for another day. He has lost 5 playoff games in a row. So that means that's I think one was a second week playoff loss, because I remember, I believe it was versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville came into Pittsburgh and they kicked the shit out of us. But it's definitely a stat that, hey, I could see why a lot of Steeler fans out there say that Mike Tomlin is not that he's not the guy, but he's not the coach that could lead you to a Super Bowl, or he needs that playoff streak to get his name really entered into the Steeler, like, I would just say Steeler, that trophy room. Don't forget, he did win a Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl 43. And, Big Ben was there. And a lot of people say a lot of guys on that team were Bill Cowher leftovers. So they're saying that he won that Super Bowl with Bill Cowher's guys. But if you look at it and you go back and you look at the roster, yes, some of them were Bill Cowher's guys, but a lot of them were new also, between rookies and signings and whatever. So, yes, he needs to win. He's got to win a playoff game this year. With this team this year, with the signings that they made and the 2 quarterbacks, if this backfires on Mike Tomlin, oh, my God, the 3-year contract is going to be a total waste. It's going to be a total waste, because they're putting all their eggs in the basket of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and I'm guessing Russell Wilson is going to be the starter. I haven't heard anything since about it, but they had a great camp. They had a great OTA battle, as we spoke about last week, and both of them went in there with the hey, I want the starting job. So Justin Fields ain't looking at this like, yeah, Russell Wilson's been anointed the quarterback. So that's good. That's good to know, the young guy. And so like I said, if this backfires on Mike Tomlin and the Steeler organization, that they don't get to the playoffs and win a playoff game, it's going to be a tough couple of years afterwards on that 3-year contract for Mike Tomlin, with all the Steeler fans that don't like Mike Tomlin. But like I said, this guy here, I love Mike Tomlin. I like I said, if Mike Tomlin was on the market, come on, what team do you root for? You wouldn't want Mike Tomlin as your coach? Just go check his record. His record in the regular season is just it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So that's what happened with Mike Tomlin. So welcome back, Mike. You did say you were coming back after you walked out of that press conference after the playoff game, when the reporter in Pittsburgh asked you, what's your contract status for next year? And Mike Tomlin looked out into the press conference and he walked right off the stage. Like, yeah, I'm not talking about that right now. You got to love the guy. You got to love him. Come on, the things he says, Jesus Christ, he's great. Well, speaking of things being said, so as you know, in the offseason, the Steelers signed Patrick Queen from the Baltimore Ravens. And Patrick Queen, after the OTAs this week, was in the news. And actually, it reached all the way to Baltimore, because he was making some comments, thus pouring fuel on the fire to the rivalry of the Steelers and the Ravens. Now, he's on the Steelers side. Last year he was on the Ravens side, or a couple years before that also. He drew the line in the sand, and he had some things to say. And he said earlier this season that, I saw somebody write this. Patrick Queen has made himself no friends in the Charm City. He says he took less money to join the Steelers and didn't want to sign with a rebuilding team to make more money. I don't think he was talking about the Ravens there. I think he was just talking in general. In signing with the hated rival Steelers is bad enough, but Queen has constantly trash-talked his former team over the past few months. He's trash-talking the Ravens. From saying he wants to embrace the villain role. Man, he's drawing a line in the sand right there. Oh, boy. To stating that Pittsburgh is a better atmosphere for him than Baltimore. So, like I said, now his comments have gotten under the skin of many Ravens fans, but it made it to a radio station out in Baltimore. And the gentleman's name is Jeremy Kahn, host of the Big Bad Morning Show of the in Baltimore. And he slammed Queen for his apparent shots at the city of Baltimore and said fans won't give him a warm welcome back this season. I hate to tell you this, but no Steeler gets a warm welcome when they go to Baltimore. You guys know about AFC North football, right? I've said that a million times on this show. He said not good at all. He's embraced Pittsburgh already, which he sure has. Yeah, he's getting the green dot this year. Everybody out there know what the green dot is, right? He's going to be the signal caller for the defense. Oh, my God, I can't wait to see that. Boy, did we need that. He's embraced Pittsburgh already. He's kind of turned into a villain already with some of his comments. I think he's got that chip on his shoulder. Part of coming to Pittsburgh is about showing the Ravens he should have been paid here. Okay. So he also said that, like I said, he took less money to play for Pittsburgh. And I think that's what Baltimore got mad about, because it's Baltimore. They're not a rebuilding team. He's taking less money to sign with the Steelers. He wants to win. He said it too. He said, I want to win. But I don't know. Maybe something happened inside that we don't know about with him and the Ravens. He left Baltimore. Baltimore's one of the top 3 teams in the NFL. The Steelers now, like we said, they're in a little bit of a transition, new quarterback, and we'll see what happens with that. But he's not being liked in there by Baltimore by that radio announcer. So we'll see what happens with that. And he's going to be a villain because he's a Steeler now. So, hey, Patrick Queen. Drewski's checking in. I hope you're having a great show. It's Yinzer time. Thanks, Drewski. Man, you know how I feel about you, pal. I watch you all over the place. You're all over social media, man. Your show is great on the IE Sports Radio. And you just pump me up every time I see you anywhere. Keep it up, pal. Hopefully your Mavs can pull something out. So, Patrick Queen sounded off, and we'll see what happens. He's going to be a villain. He's a villain already, and he didn't even get on the field. So he put his line in the sand, like I said. And Baltimore and Pittsburgh, the rivalry. So there's nothing else to be said about that. All right, so we'll take another quick break. And when I come back, I have a piece of memorabilia that I I obtained from Hines Ward. I talked about it, and I had the interview with Hines Ward in a prior show. It was my 4th ever episode of the Yinzer Report. I told you about that piece of memorabilia. It was his first game ticket. He signed it, and he put down NFL debut with the date. Well, I had it authenticated, and it passed with flying colors, and this is the piece of memorabilia you must see. So I want to share it with you guys, being that you can see it now that I'm on StreamYard. And as I mentioned in all my shows, I am a big memorabilia collector, as you can see in the background. And I don't know if you can see, I'll move out of the way. We're going to move this way. Inside the mirror there's a picture of Big Ben. It's autographed. It's real. And don't forget the hat. All right, I'll be right back. I'll show you this piece of memorabilia. And also I have something on a song that was played for the Pittsburgh Steelers in a Super Bowl, which made me think of a best song that I like to listen to when I watch my Steelers play. This is the Yinzer Report, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all the sports. We'll be right back.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No. Not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide for your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on the defining moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
Hello, ladies and sinners. Hello, sports fans around the world. Hello, IE Sports family. This is Cale Henderson, the host of IE Vegas, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio. If you folks are interested in sports in the Vegas area, if you're wanting to have a blast for 1 hour, every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this is a show built for the Vegas sports fans, where we feature the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, and the University of Las Vegas, Nevada Rebels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, MLB team coming soon. Either way, if you folks are looking to have a blast for 1 hour each and every week, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you folks are interested in Vegas sports news, go to our Twitter, at SinCities_IESR, and you can speak with me, the host, Cale Henderson, at Cale_Henderson on Twitter, at any time. Be happy to reply. Always willing to reach out to our fans. Again, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, with your host, Ralph Calise. I just wanted to mention a little bit of Penguin news that just came about. They hired a new coach to help out behind the bench, and that is David Quinn. He will be joining the Penguins as an assistant coach. Quinn was previously with the Rangers and the Sharks head coach. He played at Boston University in the 80s. Unfortunately, he was forced to retire in the early 90s due to a disease. Oh, hopefully, I guess he recovered from the disease, being that now that he's going to coach. But that'll be good to see him behind the Penguins bench. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Pittsburgh, David Quinn. I'm sure you're going to love it. All right, so here we go. Episode 4, I had a meet and greet with Hines Ward. Also met Rocky Blyer and Jack Ham. But the highlight of the day was meeting Hines Ward. He's one of my favorite Steelers, as everybody knows. He's in the top 3 of my top 3 favorite Steelers. And I met him, and I had him sign his first game ticket. So I'll set the scene for you. His first game was in Baltimore. It was the inaugural game in Baltimore. Now, I had him sign the ticket, and he also put NFL debut 9698 on it. I'm going to show it here up on the screen if you guys would be able to see it. I had it authenticated. Oh, it's got dirty already. Sheet. All right, here it is. Now, keep in mind, there's a glare there. Keep in mind now, this is now what they consider an authentic piece. Authentic meaning it's been authenticated. It's been through the mill. The autograph, of course, is real. It's authenticated. The as you can see, it was done by Beckett. Maybe you could see that better there. Yeah. So there it is again. I'll try to put it closer to the screen. You can see his autograph. Now, mind you, this was his first game ever played in the NFL. His first pro game. This is the ticket to the game. So I became a big ticket collector. So I'll read what it says as far as the stats on the top from Beckett. Baltimore Ravens, September 6, 1998. This was their inaugural game. It was the first game they played when they came back as the Ravens in Baltimore, of course. Steelers won the game 20-13, and it says inaugural game at Camden Yards. Hines Ward, NFL debut. Here it is. Hines Ward, authentic autograph, grade 10. You can't get no higher than that. A 10 is it's authentic, it's perfect. That's what the grade means. It's perfect. The ticket itself, which I bought at a sports show, was rated a 7 near mint ticket. 7 near mint. Anything with near mint is great. Now, don't forget, this ticket is from 1998. So here it is again. This is a authentic piece that I'm adding to my collection. And I will show you something that I'm going to do because you guys know Ralph Calise is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan for life, and he bleeds black and gold. I hold this one dear to my heart because it's Hines Ward, and I love Hines Ward. All right, so there it is one more time. It's now authentic. As you can see, Beckett authenticated it, and there it is. Man, I tell you, and I've mentioned it on my shows, there is nothing better than meeting your favorite player in person. If he gives you a couple of minutes of his time and you get his autograph, I know a lot of people say that, why do you waste your money on autographs and all that? But it's something I've been doing since I was a kid. It was brought into my life, and I just kept going with it. I have my son now. As you guys know, he was on the show. He's all into it. So that's it. It's memorabilia time. So every week, now that we're on StreamYard, maybe I'll try to throw in a memorabilia piece at the towards the end if we can. All right. Now I found out something. I was actually told this, and I looked it up. You know how everybody likes to equate music with sports? I, for one, do. I just wanted to throw this out there. Maybe if you want to throw it up in the chat or put it on my my account at on Twitter. And back when the Steelers played Super Bowl 43, Mike Tomlin in the I don't know if anybody knows this, but I just found this out. Mike Tomlin in the meeting on Saturday night before the Super Bowl, they played the Cardinals. That was Super Bowl 43. Everybody remembers the game. Big Ben threw the great pass to Santonio Holmes. Touchdown, Steelers win Super Bowl 6. Okay. He played In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Now, if you're into music and you know that song, I mean, to pump you up, yeah, I could see it. Now, you got to picture all the Steelers standing, sitting around in a room. This was the meeting before Super Bowl Sunday. And Mike Tomlin says, everybody be quiet. And he blasts this song. Before I mentioned Hines Ward, I was reading an article, said that the whole team was in a trance. They were mesmerized by the song, and their eyes opened so wide, they were staring at Mike Tomlin. So could you just imagine the adrenaline going through their bodies as this song is playing? I mean, this song is one of my favorite songs ever. And there's like a little drum solo part. There was a little drum solo part in there, and it was just great. If you listen to the song, you'll understand why. So hold on 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that. I hit a button. Hey, first time, nobody's perfect. Anyway, so getting back to the song, picture the team listening to this song and their eyes wide open, looking at Mike Tomlin and being all pumped up. I mean, I can see it. I can totally see it. So my question out there is to you, when your team, whatever your favorite team is playing, what is your favorite song? Now, I am a late 90s, 2000 rock type of guy, believe it or not. And I am a big Godsmack fan. So if anybody out there knows the band Godsmack, you're going to know the song I'm going to tell you that pumps me up, that I listen to before every big Steeler game. I mean, I listen to it anyway before the Steelers play, but when there's a playoff game, the song is called I Stand Alone. Now, if you listen to this song, when you listen to it, it's actually the main song for the Scorpion King, the movie The Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the wrestler. Yeah, so if you listen to the song, even if you just watch the video, it's insane. I go nuts. My wife don't want to be around me after I listen to the song, and then I got to watch the game, so I forget it. But Godsmack is definitely, that would be my song. I Stand Alone. So just think about that. I figured I'd bring that up because I saw the thing about In the Air Tonight with Phil Collins and the Steelers for Super Bowl 43. So yes, I Stand Alone. And hey, what's your song? I see some coming up in the chat there. DMX. Yes. Being a Reds fan, I gotta go with the song Cult of Pearl by Living Color. Hey, Martine, I was at a graduation the other day. Check this out. And they played Cody Rhodes' song at the end. The kid goes, all right, I'm going to play this song as my song for the end of the graduation. Man, I thought of you right away, Martine. It's great. All right. So, hey, it looks like the show is about to end. I hope everybody enjoyed me live. I hope I didn't break any cameras. This was the Yinzer Report with me, Ralph Calise, my first ever live show on StreamYard. Special thanks out there to Larry B for making this happen. Larry, you're the best, bro. Deserve the world, pal. You deserve the world. Say hello to Cecilia for me, Larry. All right. So, again, the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all of the sports. Don't forget, today is Tuesday. There are 6 other shows behind me that are coming up. I'm telling you, don't miss any of these shows neither. I'm not sure who's going to be on StreamYard, but you got to check them out. You got Jen B with the Cleveland. Then you'll have Patty Bax with the Buffalo Huddle. You got Philly Sports Talk with Chris and Bobby. Then you got the Neutral Zone with Adam and Zach. They'll talk about the Stanley Cup. And you know my saying about those guys, they are never offside. And then finishing it up with my man Cal, Sin City Sports, all Vegas. You want to listen to a hard podcaster? Cal is your man. He talks about the Raiders. Yeah, so Tuesday, big night. Check it out. Sports all night long. IE Sports Radio. And again, this was the Yinzer Report with me, Ralph Calise. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Have a good night. Love you guys. Talk to you next week.